93. At Jetavana Park, he asks the aged about the cause. At the Kingdom of India, he sees the king and meets his mate. Memory has to start with love. Leniency will beget mishap. Why does discernment sort out three estrades? Merit done, you'll end in primal sea. Whether you'll be a god or Buddha, you must prepare yourself within. Be clean, pure, and wholly removed from dust. Fruit born, you fly to realm above. We were telling you about the priests in the temple, who discovered by dawn that Tripitaka and his disciples had vanished. We didn't detain them. They all said, we didn't take leave of them, and we didn't beg them. And that's how we allowed a living bodhisattva to walk clean away. As they were saying this, a few members of the wealthy households in the south suburb arrived to deliver their invitations. Clapping their hands, the various priests said, we were caught off guard last evening, and they all mounted the clouds and left in the night. The people all bowed to the sky to express their gratitude. Because of what the monks had said, however, the entire population of the city, officials and commons, all learned of it. They at once requested the wealthy households to purchase the 5 beasts, flowers, and fruits to sacrifice at the living shrine as an expression of their gratitude. Of this we shall speak no more. We tell you instead about the Tang monk and his disciples, who fed on the wind and slept by the waters as they journeyed peacefully for over half a month. One day they found themselves again before a tall mountain. Growing apprehensive, the Tang monk said, disciples, with that tall rugged mountain before us, we must be careful. Laughing, Pilgrim said, this road taking us near the land of Buddha surely does not harbor any monster or deviate. Master, you should relax and not worry. Disciple, said the Tang monk, it may be true that the land of Buddha is not far away. But remember what the temple priests told us the other day, the distance to the capital of the Kingdom of India is still some 2,000 miles. I wonder how far have we gone already? Master, said Pilgrim, could it be that you have quite forgotten again the Heart Sutra of the Crow's Nest Chan Master? Tripitaka said, that Prajna Paramita is like a cassock or an alms bowl that accompanies my very body. Since it was taught me by that Crow's Nest Chan Master, has there been a day that I didn't recite it? Indeed, has there been a single hour that I didn't have it in mind? I could recite the piece backward. How could I have forgotten it? Master, you may be able to recite it, said Pilgrim. But you haven't begged that Chan Master for its proper interpretation. Apehead, snapped Tripitaka. How dare you say that I don't know its interpretation? Do you? Yes, I know its interpretation, replied Pilgrim. After that exchange, neither Tripitaka nor Pilgrim uttered another word. At their sides, 8 Rules nearly collapsed with giggles, and Sha Monk almost broke up with amusement. What brassiness, said 8 Rules. Like me, he began his career as a monster spirit. He wasn't an acolyte who had heard lectures on the sutras, nor was he a seminarian who had seen the law expounded. It's sheer flimflam and pettifoggery to say that he knows how to interpret the sutra. Hey, why is he silent now? Let's hear the lecture. Please give us the interpretation. Second elder brother, said Sha Monk. Do you believe him? Big brother is giving us a nice tall tale, just to egg master on his journey. He may know how to play with a rod. He doesn't know anything about explaining a sutra. Wu-na and Wu-ting, said Tripitaka. Stop this claptrap. Wukong's interpretation is made in a speechless language. That's true interpretation. As master and disciples conversed like that, they managed to cover quite a distance and walk past several mountain ridges. Then they came upon a huge monastery by the side of the road. Wukong, that's a monastery ahead of us, said Tripitaka. Look at it. Though not overly big or small. It has the roof of glazed green tiles. Half old and half new. It's enclosed with red 8-word brick walls. Vaguely one can see the canopies of green pines. aged things of who knows how many hundred or thousand years that have lived till now. And one can hear a stream's soft murmur. A waterway dug out in some distant dynasty that has still remained. On the gates, gold-spreading monastery in large letters. On a hanging plaque, the ruins of antiquity is inscribed. Pilgrim replied that indeed he too saw that it was the gold-spreading monastery, and 8 Rules said the same thing. Gold-spreading, mused Tripitaka as he rode. Could this be the territory of the kingdom of Sravasti? This is quite strange, master, said 8 Rules. I have followed you now for several years, and I have never known you to recognize the way before. Today, you seem to know where you are. It's not quite like that, replied Tripitaka. It's just that in studying the sutras, I have frequently read this account, which tells of the Buddha's experience in the Jetavana park of the city, Sravasti. The park was said to be something that the elder Anathapi Ika wanted to purchase from Prince Jita, so that it could be used as the place for Buddha to lecture on the sutras. The prince, however, said, "My park is not for sale. The only way you can buy it is for you to cover the whole park with gold." When Elder Anathapi Ika heard this, he took gold bricks and spread them throughout the park. Only then did he succeed in purchasing the Jetavana park from the prince and in inviting the world-honored one to expound the law. When I saw the gold-spreading monastery just now, I thought this could be the one described in the story. How fortunate, said 8 Rules, chuckling. If indeed it's the one in the story, we should go and dig up a few bricks to give to people. They all laughed at this for a while before Tripitaka dismounted. When they entered the monastery, they discovered sitting by the main gates a few cartfuls of people, some luggage toters, some cart pushers, and some with bags on their backs. Some were sleeping, and others were chatting when they caught sight of master and disciples. The handsome features of the elder, along with the hideous ones of his disciples, made the people somewhat fearful, and they all stepped aside for the pilgrims to pass through. Fearing that they might stir up trouble, Tripitaka kept calling out, "Gently, gently," and all his disciples seemed to be behaving themselves. After passing through the Vara hall, they were met by a priest whose whole bearing seemed quite devout. Truly, his face like a full moon shone. His body was the wisdom tree. His wind-swept sleeves hugged his staff, and sandals trod the pebbled path. Tripitaka saluted the moment he caught sight of him, and the priest hurriedly returned his greeting, saying, "Master, where do you come from?" "This disciple is Chen Shenzang," replied Tripitaka, "who has been sent by the decree of the great Tang Emperor to go worship Buddha in the Western Heaven and seek scriptures. Our journey takes us past your treasure monastery, and I have taken the liberty of visiting you to ask for one night's lodging. We'll leave tomorrow. Our humble monastery," said the priest, "is inhabited frequently by visitors from all over the world for as long as they please. The elder, moreover, is a divine monk from the land of the East, and it will be our very good fortune to serve you." Tripitaka thanked him and then asked his 3 companions to follow him. They went past the winding corridor and the donation boxes to reach the abbot's quarters. After exchanging greetings with the abbot, they took their seats proper to hosts and guests. Pilgrim and his 2 brothers, too, sat down with hands lowered at their sides. We tell you that when the monastery had heard the news of scripture priests sent by the great Tang in the land of the East, all the monks, whether they were old or young, long-term residents or temporary guests, elders or altar boys, came to present themselves. After tea had been offered, a vegetarian meal was served. Our elder presently was still reciting his grace, but 8 Rules was impatient enough to send the buns, vegetarian foods, and vermicelli soups tumbling down his throat. The abbot's quarters by now were filled with people. The more intelligent ones were admiring the features of Tripitaka, but the sportier persons were all staring at the way 8 Rules ate. As Sha Monk was rather observant, he saw immediately what was happening and furtively gave 8 Rules a pinch, saying, "Gently." 8 Rules became so exasperated that he yelled, "Gently, gently." "But my stomach's empty." Chuckling, Shamunk said, "Second elder brother, you may not realize this. There are many so-called gentlemen in the world, but when it concerns the stomach, they are no different from you and me." These words quieted 8 rules, while Tripitaka said a short grace to end the meal. After the eating utensils had been removed, Tripitaka thanked his hosts. One of the priests of the monastery inquired about the history of the land of the East. When Tripitaka spoke of certain historical ruins, he in turn asked for the reason for the name of the gold-spreading monastery. That priest replied, "This originally was the monastery of the Anathapi Ika garden in the kingdom of Sravasti. It also goes by the name of the Jetavana Park. Because the elder Anathapi Ika spread gold bricks on the ground to enable the Buddha to expound the sutras, the name was changed again to the present one. About a generation ago, this whole region was the kingdom of Sravasti, and elder Anathapi Ika was living here at the time. Our monastery originally was the elders Jetavana Park, and that is why the full name should be Benefactor of Orphans Gold-Spreading Monastery. Behind our monastery, we still have the foundation of the Jetavana Park. In recent years, a great rainstorm would on occasion wash out some gold or silver or pearls. Those lucky enough would be able to pick them up.